Marceau said over his dead body will he apologize. And Martell and Mel, y'all so petty. Once again, it ain't affecting nobody but the kids. And both of y'all are at fault. Let's get into it. Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving unless you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on, baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no, I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my key.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 3. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm gonna try to find it maybe. Who knows? But let's get right into this week's episode because it was just a lot, and the ending we need to really have a discussion about. So the episode opens up, Marceau is down at Black, and basically Maurice comes up because Maurice wants to have a conversation with him because Marceau has yet to apologize. Child Marceau said he is not apologizing, he's not wrong. All Maurice had to do was just tell the truth, and then he wouldn't have to worry about it. Marceau is basically like, he's not budging off of that. Like, he's not apologizing. He didn't do anything wrong. Maurice feels like, you know, at the end of the day, you're putting my wife, your wife into it. When you do stuff like that, you know, you didn't have to do that. This is my thing with you though, Maurice, because Maurice wants to tell Marceau, well, everybody on stage knew that I was there, but listen, the question wasn't asked for the people on stage. The question was asked for the people out here. And what you did was you tried to make it seem like you ain't had no dealings with being around that girl and you've never been around her, when the whole gag was Ariane was on that trip and at that club, so you was around her. I gotta give Marceau his rights when he say this. Marceau said all you had to do was literally say I was there but I wasn't aware, or I was there and she wasn't directly in my presence. But for you to just flat out lie and expect your brother to just not tell the truth, it just tells me that y'all lie for each other all the time. Child, please. That's what y'all do. And Marceau done broke code. That's why you can't really be mad because you know that that's broke code, but you really know you was down bad. But again, y'all just cover up each other's lies. That's what it was. And Marceau didn't want to go under alone, so that's why he drug you under with the photo. Martell says, "Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I did laugh at Kiki in the comments, and I you know that was wrong. I shouldn't have did that because after I thought about it, I was like, damn, that's messed up. Because at the end of the day, you're a married man." So he decided to apologize to Maurice for that, for his part in laughing in the comments and all that stuff. I think Martell's trying to grow up a little bit. I ain't gonna give him too much credit, but he's trying to grow up a little bit. Maurice is basically like, look, all I want from my little brother is for him to say he's sorry, for him to apologize. Well, Maurice, it ain't gonna happen. And next time, don't lie. If you just don't lie next time, we won't even be here. But Martell goes, well, speaking of that, I wanted to ask y'all why y'all was so hard on Big Lou and Messy Tiff. What was going on with that? And this is where I gotta take Marceau's side. Marceau was like, they don't know me like that to be commenting on my marriage and trying to give me advice. Like, you don't get to do that. Like, who do you think you are? Like, we are not friends. So you don't get to come and tell me about my marriage. And let me tell you something, even as friends, that can be really risky. Because some people don't want to know, they don't want you to tell them about their marriage. Now, this is the gag. They be wanting you to listen about the problems in their marriage, but they don't be wanting you to tell them nothing about it. You know, that's how I go. But Maurice was like, no, not Maurice. Marceau says, no, they don't know me enough to speak on my marriage. Martell sitting up saying he thinks Marceau owes everybody an apology at this point, including Crazy Tiff and Big Lou. And Marceau was like, they can kiss my ass over my dead body with my brother, because I'm not doing it. But he did say that he'll talk to Big Lou and they'll have a conversation. But at the end of the day, he needs to know boundaries. And Martell made a good point. Sometimes people don't know boundaries. You have to let people know their boundaries. But you should know as an adult, as a man, and as a married man, and one who's been divorced, that there are boundaries when it comes to people's marriage. Let's move on. So now Messy Tiff and Big Lou is at their house. He over there trying to fix some wiring for the cable. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But either way, she want to have some QT and he's trying to put wires up like he worked for Cox Cable. So she sits on his lap to get his attention, and basically she starts telling him about what happened at the Pajama Jammy Jam. Not Martell. Mel's Pajama Jammy Jam. And she started talking about her and Kimmy was making ground. They were talking. Everything was going well. They had already said, we're cool, capiche, capiche. And here comes Stormy. Stormy comes storming in and having an issue. And she's like, she attacked me. And I don't understand, like, what's the big deal? Why are you attacking me? Messy Tiff. Because, you know, I need to remind you why I gave you that name. Did you or did you not come in on Destiny the exact same way? Oh, and Kimmy as well, talking about her son. Oh, what a tangle web we weave when we don't even have none in our head. Child, bye. You deserve all of that Stormy's giving you because you forgot the way you came in. You came in asking Destiny about love areas, her husband, and you came in telling Kimmy her stepson was out there smoking vapes, and Kimmy didn't even know he was out there vaping. You deserve all of it. I'm here for Stormy. Karma and Cashback is a you know what, and Stormy is Karma and Cashback. Cashback, Karma, Stormy. That's gonna be her name for the day. So you deserve it. Don't sit up there and try to play victim and oh, she was talking through me and over me and that we don't want to hear it, we don't want to see it, we don't want to find it. You deserve it. The good Lord saw fit to send it to you the very following season as he should, because I didn't want to see it anyway. So take the L, Messy Tiff. Anyway, so now that prompts Big Lou to bring up the fact that Martell wants to have Marceau wants to have a conversation. And he was like, you know, I don't have a problem with talking to him, but I mean, what you're not about to do is act like we don't know each other. Because Messy Tiff says, yeah, I've been knowing her from a long time ago, from Monaco. Now, I don't know what the hell Monaco is, but apparently that's where she knew him from years ago. And he just has a big personality. He's just like trying to trying to basically take up from why Marceau is acting brand new. But Big Lou ain't having it. You know, he talks his shit at the house. He don't talk it in front of him. He talking at the house. No, because that's messed up. You know me. Stop telling people like you don't know me. You know me. And now all of a sudden it's a big this and a big that. And it's just like, Big Lou, we don't believe you. We need more people. Until you start bucking like that and getting in your stance and standing on your squat in front of Marceau, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to find it. See, both of you, this is what you and your wife have in common. Y'all like to throw rocks and hide your hands. And then when the rock come back at your face, you want to be shocked and appalled. You understand what I'm saying? But with you, especially Big Lou, you talk cash money shit. I'm talking about 99 and 2000 cash money shit while you was talking to your wife. She even had to say, hey, it's me. But we ain't never seen that side of you talking to these other men. You let Maurice check you and you let Marceau check you on 2 separate occasions. We don't believe you. Stop the cap. Stop bucking at your house. Stop going crazy. Stop going in at your house with your wife. You did it last time she was on that riding lawnmower with no grass. We don't want to see it. You lame. Until you do it like a man in front of this other man, stop being messy like your wife. Messy Big Lou. Anyway, so yeah, he over there, yeah, he know me, and that's all this, you know, that's all that matters, and he's trying to make it like he don't. She asks, what do he think it'll get physical? He says no, he said, but if it do, I don't play like that, I can still get with it. Now, you know, the first lie you told was when you said that you and Martell had a workout yesterday. You raised up 3 knees. You ain't worked nothing out. And the second lie you telling right now is that just because you old, you can still roll with the best. Rumble in the jungle. You can't even stand up for yourself in front of these men. Stop the goddamn cap, Messy Big Lou. Let's move to the next scene. So we move to the next scene. Mel and Mariah are doing auditions. Well, Mariah's helping Mel tape her auditions, or one of her auditions. And apparently Mel lets us know that, you know, a while ago, her and Mariah used to do acting classes. Like she would pick her up from school. You know, they would drive down to, I guess, wherever they were taking the classes at, and then they go home, do homework and everything. So basically how they bonded over that. And I think Mariah is adorable. I think all of her children are adorable. But I think Mariah is definitely her mini-me, as she called her. She looks more like Mel than, in my opinion, than the other kids. They all got Martell in them now, because Martell got some strong-ass genes. But Mariah looks just like Mel. And I think she's gorgeous and she's beautiful. So basically, Mariah was the person behind the camera, and she was reading her lines, and then Mel would read her lines, you know, doing all the stuff, you know, and it put a smile on Mel's face. After they finished taping the audition, I mean, not the audition. Was it an audition? Whatever. After they finished taping, they sat down, and Mel wants to have a talk with her daughter Mariah about independence and being a strong woman. My mother had this talk with me as well. And this is the craziest part. My mother was married and still is married. A housewife, to be exact. But I still got this very same conversation. And I think what happens with us as women, especially black women, what it is you don't ever want your daughters or your child, period, but especially your daughters, to be in a situation where they have to put up with certain things because basically you need to be there. You have to be there. That has been the past since the beginning of time. Most of the marriages, especially prior to women being able to divorce, were only stuck together because they couldn't function without their husbands. And I'm talking about literally function. You couldn't vote sometimes, at one point in time, You couldn't do anything. You couldn't make decisions. You couldn't sign anything. If you wanted to leave, what are you going to do? How are you going to take care of these kids? Nowadays, we are teaching young women, especially young black women, to be able to support yourself. Be with a man because you want him there, not because you need to have him there. And that was the talk that Mel gave to Mariah when she asked her. She was like, why do you think I work so much? And Mariah, thinking like a child, to bring us places and buy us food. And like Mel said, this the part that Mel said that hit home for me the most. And I think this is the most important thing out of that talk. Because this is a very big misconception, especially in the black community. Mel said she wanted to show her daughters and her children that their mother was strong enough to walk away from a situation that wasn't good for her. Y'all got to stop saying, I'm going to stay in this marriage for these churn. Y'all over there polluting the churn. They seeing y'all fuss, fight, scrape, scratch, cuss each other out. You're showing your churn. And when you do that, because you want two physical parents in the home, what you're showing your children, especially your daughters, is what to accept when it pertains to a man. Y'all got to stop doing that. When people tell me I'm staying together with him for the kids, I cringe. You don't think your children know you in there crying at night? You don't think your children know that y'all fuss? You don't think your children know that your partner may be doing some type of infidelity? If you don't, you're a silly fool. That was the best part Mel had said in that whole conversation. It's okay to leave a situation because it's not good for you. People get divorced every day, B. I am in no way, shape, or form advocating for divorce, but what I'm not advocating for, or what I am advocating for, is a person getting out of a situation that's not only detrimental to the wife or the mother, but to their kids. Because when it's detrimental to one parent, it's detrimental to the kids. You say the word, Mel. Let's move on. So, she asked Mariah what she wanted to be. Mariah said she wanted to be better than Serena Williams. You go ahead on, Mariah. You could do it. Let's move on. Okay, Martell does his wine tasting with his mom. Because Martell has started this wine company. So he brings some samples over to his mom's house. He wants her to taste some. It's sweet red wine, what it is. I don't really do sweet wine. I like my bitters. I like my, cabs and my, I don't do the sweet red wine. But I think it's a good look for Martell. They do the wine tasting, baby. When I tell you Mama Holt is just like, boy, give me this wine. She mixing tasters and all that. He was like, I don't even know if I could really get a good, accurate decision from my mama because she tasting the wine all wrong. Girl, she like, boy, put that wine in this cup. I'm with you, Mama Holt. It's going to taste good anyway because that's your son. You know how that go. But she asked Martell, what made you come up with this? And basically Martell goes on to say that him and Mel used to have a red wine that they used to drink a lot. And sometimes when he'd go out to look for it, he could never find it. And it would be sold out or whatever. So he wanted to come up with a red wine of his own. That lets me know that you still be sitting in that house, sitting up in my room, back here thinking about you. I must confess, I'm a mess for you. That's what you be doing. And you probably in there sipping that red wine because at first you said you don't drink. Now I'm finding out you be drinking red wine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Have you a little sip. But don't act like you don't do that. Because Marceau said, hey, y'all ain't got nothing to talk about because you don't drink at all. Somebody lying. And knowing Marceau, it's both of y'all. But yeah, he said basically that's what made him come up with the concept. And he went into talking about how he thought last year he was at rock bottom. Like he didn't think there was a way out in no way, shape, or form. He was done. And like Mama Ho said, that's the season you go through. And I kept telling you that things were going to look up. And they are starting to look up. You're starting to get back into your entrepreneurship and everything like that. But Martell, you have to take responsibility for being in the situation that you're in. You were completely disrespectful to your wife and your family. You cheated without a care in the world. You were only thinking about Martell. Well, now Martell is being forced to think about Martell and everybody else. Look at God. Take the L, Marty Maud. Take the L. But yeah, so I thought that was a good conversation to basically have with his mom. He asked the mom if she's gonna come to the book signing because he's super excited about this book signing. So basically, he's like, yeah, I had told Mel to bring the kids by. I told her about it a while ago. So are you gonna be there? Mom was like, yeah, I'll be there. So now we know there's a book signing coming up. So we move to the next scene. Marceau and his family is in the living room hanging out. His kids are getting so big and they're so pretty. They're so like cute. And Lil MJ, Lil Marceau Jr., he looks just like Marceau, but he just light skinned. That, see what I'm saying? Them children be innocent, man. Lil MJ is popping. I like that. Them kids look like they was having fun. But they end up making s'mores, and Marceau decides to let us know about this epiphany he had while he was on his single trip to Africa. And basically what Marceau said was while he was out there by himself, he decided that generational wealth ain't about leaving money and land and property. It's about time. And I'm like, how the hell you pass on time after you gone? So they're planning their annual family trip, and I know all about it, girl. We used to have them when I was younger. I used to hate them. I loved them when I was little, but I hated them as a teenager because I didn't want to go no more. Like, I wanted to hang out with my friends, but it was mandatory. So I understand the annual family trips. They start discussing where they want to go, and the kids want to go to Africa, as they should. I mean, you went, Daddy, by yourself. We won't go too. And you know, Tisha throwing her little shady ass since you already went. You could be our tour guide. Listen, Tisha plays like she's okay, but she's not. Tisha is not okay. Because you pay attention to how Tisha constantly throws shade at Marceau about things that really she's telling people don't bother her. I'm just saying. So, yeah, so the kids want to go to Africa, and Marceau's like, good. You know, they start talking about how, I think it was Tanzania or one of those places Tisha asked about, and she asked, was it safe? And Marceau was like, don't think about Africa being dirt roads and huts and all that stuff. It really isn't. It's probably more advanced than, no, it is more advanced than Huntsville, Alabama. That's a fact. And I've never gone. I was thinking about that too today. I want to take my daughter to Africa. I think that would be a great mother-daughter trip. But anyway, so yeah, they had that conversation. I'm sorry, I got kind of tongue-tied or whatever. But they have that conversation, and the kids leave. So Marceau says Martell and Maurice tried to gang up on him about the photo. And Big Lou. Basically, Tisha was just like, I told you that photo was going to get you in trouble. He was like, it ain't getting me in trouble because I'm not in trouble. But that brings up the conversation of Tisha asking where the secret apartment comes from, that rumor. And so Marceau was just like, I don't know where your mama would get that from. I don't know where that comes from. So Tisha asked, well, okay, have you ever had that conversation to ask Martell about, you know, that rumor? And he was like, no, I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not doing that, whatever. She said, so what do y'all talk about? So he says, well, we talked about the Big Lou thing and the Maurice thing. That's literally what we talk about, but I'm not interested in bringing that up. And I think he's not interested in bringing that up because it could be some truth to it. Not the whole thing being completely true, but it could be some truth to it. Because his response was, that's false because all my cars have my name on their plate. So if I was there, I'm pretty sure you'd know about it. That don't mean that you ain't over there. I'm just saying, come on now. Y'all act like cheating is just so complicated. It ain't, bro. It ain't. Y'all doing the most. And to say that you never answer questions straight up. You always beating around the bush. You always saying something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing instead of just saying yay or nay. If your wife asks where the rumor came from, you sit up there acting like you don't know, nor do you want to find out. You should. That's your reputation about being a husband on the line. But you don't care because Tisha ain't going nowhere because you had to ask her, hey, you good, right? And she was just like, yeah, I'm good. That girl over there suffering in silence. That's what y'all do for these marriages in 2022? Go off, sis. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Kimmy and Maurice are packing up for their honeymoon. Now, is this the honeymoon Destiny said she bought y'all and she got to be the third wheel? Inquiring minds want to know. But they packing up, getting ready for their honeymoon, child. Maurice basically comes in. She's picking out lingerie, saying that she had bought this lingerie or got it when they first got married 3.5 years ago. Now she's finally going to wear it. So, I mean, so you mean, this is me. And call me a freak, whatever. But you been with your husband 3.5 years and you ain't never wore this lingerie? You needed a honeymoon to bring that out? Ooh, I know that sex boring. But anyway, so as they're talking, she brings up the fact that they went to the Pajama Jammy Jam. And guess who wasn't invited? Destiny and Tisha. But guess who was there? Kiki. And Maurice was like, Kiki? Yeah. And she had a whole mouthful to say about her own cousin. But I felt like, or Kimmy felt like at the time, why are y'all in here talking about Tisha, but she's not here? And then secondly, Kiki, if you having all this issue and all this stuff to say, why don't you tell it to your cousin's face? Like Kimmy said, you don't even know in depth what you're talking about. You just going off the rumors that everybody else hear, and then you sitting over there at these people's house just spilling your cousin's tea. Like, you look, I don't give a damn if y'all close or not. The fact that that's your cousin on paper, like, you look hella Benedict Arnold-ish. Kiki, you needed a moment on TV. They not even gonna pay you, fat. You not gonna get paid. You better hope Mel break you off a couple of dollars from her check. You doing all of this to be unloyal to your family, even if you don't deal with Tisha. For real, that's really what you're doing? Tisha, I wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you, and I broke my rotator cuff. Let me not speak that into existence, but y'all get what I'm saying. Girl, bye, Kiki. You was tired. And if I was Tisha, or if I was one of them ghetto cousins from the other side of the track, I'd have found you and beat your ass. I don't promote violence, but in this situation, I would have. Anyway, say what I said. Yeah, Kiki, you need to be stopped, because again, if you got something to tell your cousin, but you never sit in the company of other people and talk bad about your people, because that lets them people that listening know that you ain't shit to if you ain't shit to your cousin, you damn sure ain't gonna be shit to me. I'm just saying, but I hope you got your 5 minutes of fame with your Pajama Jammy Jam. Silly rabbit. Girl, you tired for that. I don't know. So we move to the next thing. We at the kids' book signing. Basically, Martell's there alone. His manager, Mel, Anika, she's there. She's asking if the kids are going to be there. You can tell on Martell's face that he's already defeated. They're not coming. But he was like, I'm hoping they come. She's not really answering the phone. But yeah, at this moment, it's just me. So Melanika was just like, oh, okay. She was like, well, you know, we can sit down and still do the signing. But I feel like in this moment, Mel, everything is new. Because I came from a situation where my dad was a single dad. And, you know, I know about the whole co-parenting thing also well. Right now, it's new, so she's timid. And we have to be patient with her, and we have to basically give her a lot of care, because she's got to be comfortable with coming to support you and, you know, and be with the kids. Now, this is where I find fallacy in all of that shit you just said. At the end of the day, I'm all for women's support and supporting women. But when it comes to children, if she had an issue with being there to support the kids with him being there, all she simply had to do was drop the kids off and pick them up when they were done. Number one. Number two, we not about to say we got to be timid and we got to give Mel time, when at the end of the day, as a parent, who are you hurting by keeping your kids from their book signing? They authored a book. Like, I don't care if it's a money grab or not. The kids don't know that. They authored a book, and you kept them away from their book signing. You're not hurting Martell. I mean, you are, because he a little bitch ass, you know what, but you're hurting the children because now they've missed their book signing. On the flip side of that, Martell, why didn't you schedule this shit on the week you had the kids? Like, I get the court document say you can do special days in the between the weeks and all that stuff, and I'm cool with all that. But why even put yourself in a situation where now you gotta be asking her for the kids? Like, it just, y'all are petty with each other, and I feel like both of y'all do that, and it's always at the expense of those children, and y'all don't even realize it. I really don't believe y'all realize it. But he's over there saying it's not fair to him or the kids that basically the kids aren't there. So now the book signing starts. People are coming in, getting their book signed. Probably about 15 people. And one lady asked, she was like, she had her kids, and she was like, oh, I really thought the kids would be here. Basically, everybody's asking what these kids are. One of the couples told him, welcome to divorce. Baby, let me tell you something. It's ugly. It's ugly, and it shouldn't be, but it is. And that's just the fact of it. And I just hope that as parents, we can get together and try to create a better environment when it comes to stuff like that involving kids. So Mel Anika suggests that he calls again, and guess what? She was sending him straight to voicemail. Why? Because she was on the FaceTime with her mama. They over there packing to get ready to go down to wherever she's from so they can be with family. Apparently, they've had 2 deaths in the last 30 days, and she wants to go and be with family. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not saying that she's lying. I believe her 1,000% that that's going on. But I do feel like you're purposely doing that because you know Martell wants the kids. And let me tell you why. The reason I'm going to say that because when you were talking to your mama, after you started saying the facts, like, hey, this is my week, why would he do that, which are all true, the very next thing you said was you think you can do people any old kind of way and then get your way. That's how I knew it was a personal thing. This ain't about you and Martell. This is about them kids. Although it's okay and it's great that you want to have your kids down there with your family at this moment, at the end of the day, your kids have now missed their book signing from both of y'all. Not just from you, not just from him, from both of y'all. I hope that shit's worth it when y'all look up in the end and them kids realize y'all were really just butting heads on purpose. You know what I mean? And then the mama was like, see, this is just another way he tried to control you. And it's possible because Martell is petty, but Mel is petty too. Period, poo. Both of y'all are petty. I hate the way y'all co-parent. And I feel like counseling ain't going to fix that because both of y'all have vindictive spirits. You and him. So she was like, maybe y'all should talk about it. And she claims they've already talked about it a couple times before and don't understand the big deal. Mel also says that, what did she say? So the timeline of when Martell asked, Martell is saying that he let Mel know immediately when he first set it all up about it. And she's saying that she just found out a few days ago. Who's lying? And just using context clues and listening to y'all stories, Martell had been texting you a few days asking you about the girl's hair, and you say your only response was, what is he talking about? You never tried to investigate or nothing. You was just like, oh, what is he talking about? I think you knew. I definitely think you knew. And I think this untimely event with your family is just a way for you to say, I'm not being petty or vindictive, but you definitely being petty and vindictive. And Martell, you got to be smarter than that. You know who you married. You know how you are because she's just like you. So at the end of the day, your next event and your all events moving forward need to be happening on the week you have them if you can control that. Because y'all not going to play fair. And the kids are going to be the one that suffers. That's just the bottom line. Anyway, that was the end of the episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are on this whole Mel and Martell thing. Do y'all really believe that Mel was really truthfully unaware of what's going on and she really has no hands in this? And do y'all believe that Martell was really trying to be, he's really the innocent person and the sad puppy he was trying to be sitting here? Because he didn't like the fact that he had to have other kids read out the book. But Martell, you set yourself up for that. Do it on the weeks you have the kids. That's easy. I hope you learned your lesson. But y'all let me know y'all opinion. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hoes later. Bye.